hands onto your thighs. Closing your eyes. Closing your mouth. As you inhale, just sitting tall through spine. Crown of the head gently draws towards the ceiling. As you exhale, just feel the weight of the shoulders softening away from the ears. Taking deep breaths, drawing them up into the chest. And deep breaths breathing out from the chest, the rib cage, and the low belly. And a deep deliberate inhale, drawing that breath back in, low belly, up into rib cage and up into chest. And gently starting to incorporate your Ujjayi breath, if that's in your practice. The sensation of trying to fog up a piece of glass in front of the mouth, but the mouth stays closed. Really trying to focus in on the breath. Trying to quieten down the chatter in the head. Releasing any tension in the jaw or in the shoulders. And gently starting to flicker the eyes open. Then we're going to bring the right leg out in front. Right heel to the floor. We're just sitting on the left heel. Left bum cheek, left heel. And if you've got that cushion, you can bring the cushion underneath your right bum cheek, or we're just sitting up high. Gently starting to walk the fingertips forwards, just gently stretching into the back of the right thigh. And just start to slightly fold over the legs. that Ujjayi breath, that deep inhale, deep exhale. Coming into a low lunge, we're just going to walk the hands forward, shift the weight of the body forwards, bring the right knee over the right ankle, and then shift the weight of the knee forwards as we draw the left hip towards the floor. Just gently breathing into the left hip. Taking the left bum cheek back towards the left heel, folding back over the thigh. Maybe just walking ever so slightly further forwards than you did last time. And gently starting to walk the hands back in. Bring the right heel back underneath the right bum cheek. We're going to swing the left leg out in front. Right bum cheek's just sitting down on the right heel. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to gently start to walk the hands forwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Low lunge, walk the hands forwards, left knee comes over left ankle, and then we're going to bring the weight of the torso onto the left thigh, drawing the right hip towards the floor, just opening into this right hip flexor. And just deep breaths into the right hip as you gently press the hip towards the floor. And start to slowly walk the hip back, right bum cheek comes back to right heel. Maybe just taking it a little bit deeper than you did last time, but we're only warming up, so don't go too nuts. And start to gently walk the hands back in. Left heel comes back underneath left bum cheek. And here, just to start gently warming up into the wrists, we'll bring the hands outside of the thighs and just start to gently rock the weight of the shoulders side to side, just warming up into the wrists. Bringing the hands outside of the knees. Coming into some cat-cow variations from this position. Here, as we inhale, we're going to lower the belly forwards. Shoulder blades draw back. As we look forwards, draw the shoulder blades back. Try to arch into the back. As you exhale, we're going to push the palms into the floor, round into low, mid, upper back. Chin draws in towards the chest. Inhale, slowly lower belly forwards, shoulder blades draw towards each other, gaze forwards. Exhale, push the floor away, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one, draw forwards. Exhale, push the floor away. Push, 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 just round into the body. In tabletop position, walk the hands forwards, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then downward facing dog from here, push bum up and back. Gently pedal out the legs, bend into one leg, straighten into the other. And actively pushing the floor away. Armpits wrapping towards each other, slight softness in the elbows as you push the chest towards the thighs. Gaze anywhere in between the toes and the thighs, and relax the head, release any tension in the jaw. Forward fold, tiptoe feet to meet the hands. And just letting the head, letting the torso hang heavy over the thighs. Maybe grabbing a hold of the back of the ankles if you're a bit more open in the hamstrings. Hands can rest just underneath the shoulders. Hands can just dangle over the floor. And as you inhale, come all the way up to standing. Look towards the fingertips and palms as they meet overhead. And then hands to heart center as you exhale. Running through 3 lunging variations of sun salutation A's. Inhale, reach, fingertips tall, lengthen. Exhale to fold it over. Inhale, halfway lift, look forwards to a flat back, lengthen through spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step it back, high plank. Option to modify each and every chaturanga. Or exhale, slowly lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale to your low cobra or your up dog. Exhale, down dog, push it up and back. High lunge, inhale to raise the right leg, point through the right toes. Feel like you're trying to square the hips off. The left thigh bone's drawing up into left hip, right hip's drawing down. Exhale to slowly draw the knee towards the nose and then step the foot in between the hands. Inhale to raise torso, reach fingertips tall. Down dog as you exhale, frame off right foot, step right foot back. High lunge left side, inhale to raise left leg, point back through left toes, right thigh bone draws up into right hip, left hip draws down. Exhale, draw left knee towards the nose, high lunge, slowly step the left foot in between the hands. Inhale to raise torso, reach up tall. Exhale to frame off left foot, down dog. As you exhale, step the left foot back. Inhale, looking past fingertips, soften into the knees. Exhale, step, jump or float it forwards. Halfway lift on inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, look towards fingertips and palms, they meet overhead. Hands, heart center as you exhale. 2 more of those, inhale, reach. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to step, jump or float it back. Slowly make your way through your vinyasa, find yourself in down dog. High lunge, inhale, raise right leg. Exhale, step right foot through. Inhale, raise it up tall. Exhale to frame off right foot. Down dog, exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale to raise left leg. High lunge, exhale to step left foot through. Inhale, raise torso, reach up tall. Exhale, frame off left foot, step it back, down dog. Now looking past fingertips, soften into knees. Exhale, step, jump or float it forwards. Halfway lift on inhale. Exhale to fold. Interlock fingertips and palms behind the low back. Inhale to reach knuckles towards the ceiling. Exhale to fold it over. release the arms. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Look to fingertips and palms, they meet overhead. Hands, heart center as you exhale. One more of those. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step, jump or float it back. Slowly make your way through your vinyasa. Find yourself in down dog. See if your hamstrings feel any more open. If you can maybe draw the heels a little bit closer towards the floor. But try to focus on lengthening the low back, the tailbone, drawing up and back. Actively press the floor away from you, the chest drawing towards the thighs. High lunge, inhale to raise right leg. Exhale, step right foot through. Inhale, reach it up tall. Prasarita, turn left toes or left heel in, even turn right toes in. So both toes are facing the long edge of the left mat. Torso is opening out wide. Start anterior pelvic tilt, so booty is sticking out. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Hands can come underneath the shoulders. A bit more open in the hamstrings. Hands can reach through behind you. Just taking a few deep breaths into the hamstrings. Start to walk the hands back in if they're behind you. And now coming all the way back up to standing, fingertips reaching away from each other. Warrior 2, turn the right toes out, right knee stacks over right ankle. Press through the outside blade of the left foot. Torso is opening towards your left. Pelvis is gently tucking under. Pubic bone gently drawing up. Triangle pose, press into the right foot, lengthen into the right thigh. Right fingertips reach forwards, left fingertips to the ceiling, open into your triangle pose. Feel free to bring a brick or a prop underneath the right hand. Or right fingertips rest on the floor or floating off. Inhale to reach left fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, try to open into the body. Maybe looking towards the left thumb or just looking down towards the right toes, whatever feels better in your neck. Reverse warrior from here, bend into right knee, right fingertips reach up and back. Left hand softly resting on right thigh, left fingertips can start to walk down the left calf or left fingertips inside of the right hip crease. High lunge, pivot onto the ball of the left foot, torso opens forwards. Feel free to open up your foot stance. If it feels a bit closed off, bring them hips distance apart. Right knee stacks over right ankle, actively pressing back through the left heel. Feel the right thigh bone drawing back into right hip, left hip draws forwards, and the pelvis is tucking under. Belly button drawing in, fingertips reach tall. Coming into extended pyramid pose. From here we're going to straighten into the right leg. Push into the ball of the right foot. Inhale to reach fingertips tall. We're just going to come chest parallel towards the floor. As you exhale, fold it over, reach, 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 reach. Reach fingertips forwards, look in between the fingertips as you reach, and you're straightening, you're lengthening into that right thigh. I'm struggling a little bit with my balance here. And then exhale, bring hands to the floor, bring hands onto any props that will help you here. We're trying to be lengthened, straight in this right leg. If you get anything going on in the back of the right knee, you can soften into the right knee. We feel like this right thigh bone is drawing back, left hip bone is drawing forwards, trying to square the hips off. Inhale, low belly draws away from right thigh, lengthen. Exhale to fold it over. And then low lunge, soften into right knee, left knee comes towards the floor. Inhale, reach fingertips tall. Exhale to sink into the hips. Exhale, interlock fingertips and palms behind the low back. Inhale, broaden across chest, collarbones open. Exhale to draw knuckles towards the floor. So you can sink into this left hip. Gently pressing the left hip towards the floor. Trying to broaden across the chest. Inhale to gently release, fingertips come up tall. Easy twist, exhale, left hand underneath left shoulder, right fingertips reach towards the ceiling. So left hand's inside or underneath the left shoulder even. And then from here, we're going to come into a modified side plank where you're just going to swoop the right foot in line with the left heel. We're going to take the right leg back. Push through the outside blade of the right foot, the left knee's on the floor. Inhale, lift the right foot. So the right leg's parallel towards the ceiling. And then exhale, draw right heel towards the right bum cheek. Right hand grabs a hold of the right ankle, just opening into the hip. Inhale, lengthen through spine. Exhale, maybe kick a bit deeper. Gently release the right foot, hover it back. Low lunge, step the right foot forwards. Lizard lunge, bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. And then press back through the left heel, raise the left knee, just breathe into the hips. High lunge, inhale to step the right foot back. Push the floor away from you in your high lunge. Round into the back of body. Chaturanga, exhale, slowly lower chest forwards and down. Inhale to your up dog or low cobra. Exhale to your down dog, push it up and back. High lunge left side, inhale to raise left leg. Exhale, slowly step left foot through. Inhale, raise torso up. Prasarita, lower the right heel down, turn the left toes in, so we're facing the long edge of the mat. Fingertips reach away from you. Exhale to fold it over, hands can come outside of the ankles this time, draw yourself deeper in. If you're working any headstand variations from here, you could take a tripod headstand, or you could press it up into a handstand. Whatever works best for you, feel free just to stay in the fold. Coming out of your tripods, if you're in tripod headstand, inhale, coming all the way back up, fingertips reaching away from each other. Warrior 2, turn the left toes forwards, left knee stacks over left ankle, press through the outside blade of the right foot, fingertips reach, reach, reach. Belly button is drawing in, try to tuck the pelvis under, draw up, sink a little bit deeper into the hips. Fingertips are actively reaching away from each other, strong in shoulders. Triangle pose, push the left foot into the floor. Feel like left kneecap is drawing up left thigh. Right hip pushes back as the left fingertips reach forwards and down. Come into the inside of the left shin. By all means, bring your hand onto a brick or something to help you up. We're actively pressing the floor away with the left foot. Right fingertips reach tall. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Look towards the right thumb if it feels right in the neck, or look down towards the left big toe, whatever feels better for you. Reverse warrior, bend into left knee stacks over left ankle, left fingertips reach up and back. Right hand can softly rest on right thigh, inhale to reach left fingertips tall. Exhale to maybe start to walk the right fingertips back a little. Right fingertips can come inside of left hip crease. Whatever feels better for you. High lunge, pivot onto the ball of the right foot, torso turns to face forwards. Feel free to open your feet up a little bit if they feel a little bit closed off. Try to bring the feet hips distance apart. Fingertips reach tall. Extended pyramid pose. We're going to straighten into this left leg. Push the left foot into the floor. Square the hips off. Left hip drawing back. Right hip forwards. Inhale, reach fingertips tall. Exhale to push the hips back. Fingertips reach, 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 reach. Try to just bring torso parallel towards the floor. Look past the fingertips forwards. Keep actively pressing into this left foot. Balance might be a bit of an issue here. It is for me. And then hands to the floor. Breathe into the back of this left thigh. We're on the ball of the back right foot. We're pressing the left foot into the floor, lengthening into the back of that left thigh. Inhale, low belly draws away from left thigh, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to take it deeper. Low lunge, soften left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach fingertips up tall. Exhale to interlock fingertips and palms behind the low back. Inhale, broaden across the chest, collarbone. Exhale to draw knuckles towards the floor as you sink into the hips. So the right hip's working its way towards the floor. Chest is drawing towards the ceiling. Inhale, release, reach fingertips back up tall. Easy twist, exhale, right hand underneath right shoulder, left fingertips reach towards the ceiling. Modified side plank, slide the left foot in line with the right. Feel free to bring this right foot back behind you for more stability. Inhale to raise the left leg. Exhale to draw left heel towards left bum cheek, left hand grabs a hold of the left ankle. Push the foot away. As you inhale, lengthen through spine. Exhale, kick. Lizard lunge, slowly step the left foot to the top left edge of the mat. Left hand comes inside of the left foot. And just breathe into the hips. And pressing back through right heel, raise the right knee. High plank as you inhale, step the left foot back. Shoulder stacking over the wrist, push, push, push the floor away. Exhale, slowly lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale to your down dog. Take a few breaths in your down dog. Bring the feet so they're mat's distance across. See if you can press both heels towards the floor. Actively push the floor away from you. Chest draws towards the thighs even. Then see here if you can bring the left hand through to the outside of the right ankle. Inhale, big breath up into chest. As you exhale, see if you can pull yourself through the gap in between the right arm and the right thigh. Inhale, bring the left hand back to the floor. Exhale, right hand reaches for the outside of the left ankle. Inhale, big breath up into chest. Exhale, draw it through. Now coming back to your down dog, take a few breaths here. Inhale, looking past the fingertips, soften into the knees. Exhale, step, jump or float it forwards. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Look towards fingertips and palms, they meet overhead. Hands, heart center as you exhale. So close your eyes, take a few breaths. If you've got some water, feel free to take some water. Have I got any left? Yeah, I have. Uttanasana, chair pose. Inhale, gently graze fingertips along the floor, come to sitting into your chair. Fingertips reach tall, biceps by the ears, reach, armpits wrapping towards each other. Take a look down at the toes, make sure you can see all 10 toes past the knees. See if you can maybe lift the toes off the floor, give them a little wiggle. Exhale to reach, fingertips forwards, belly comes towards to meet the thighs even, fingertips reach forwards. Crow poses in your practice, hands to the floor, knees to the back of the armpits. Look forwards, grip the floor. As you shift your weight forwards, come to balancing up on the hands. Keep looking forwards in your crow. Then in your own time, float or shoot the legs back. Make your way through your vinyasa. Find yourself in down dog. Warrior one, inhale to raise the right leg, reach it up and back. Exhale to step the right foot towards the right thumb. Lower the left heel down, inhale to raise torso, reach it up tall. Sink into the hips, sink into the thighs. We're actively pressing through the outside blade of this left foot. Torso's facing forwards, we're in warrior one, not warrior two. The feet are hips distance apart. The right knee stacking over right ankle, pelvis gently tucking under, belly button draws in, fingertips reach up high. Eagle arms, bringing the left arm underneath the right. See if you can bring the palms to meet. Maybe the back of the palms or hands just resting on the shoulders. Inhale to lift arms up, open. Exhale to draw the hands away. Eagle legs. Start to slowly shift the weight of the body forwards, come to balancing on the right foot. The left thigh is going to hook around the right. See if you can maybe bring the left toes around the right ankle or the right calf even. That's just never happening for me, not for a long while anyway. And here, squeeze the thighs together. See if you can maybe sink into your squat to bring the elbows to meet the knees. But that's sitting down, not just folding over. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Release the legs, high lunge. Slowly step the left foot back. Inhale, release the bind, reach fingertips tall. Revolved high lunge as we exhale. Left fingertips are going to reach forwards, right fingertips are going to reach back. So we're in a high lunge, we're just revolving. That's it, Sam. So reach your left fingertips forwards, right fingertips back. There you go. Right knee still stacking over the right ankle. The spine is stacking over the pelvis. Each exhale, maybe twist a little bit deeper, reaching the right fingertips behind you. And then revolved, reverse warrior. Right hand comes to the back of the left thigh. Inhale to reach the left palm up and back. So here you can look down towards the left heel if it feels okay in the neck. If you prefer to look towards the left fingers, you can. That's going to challenge your balance a little bit more. And with each exhale, maybe walking the right fingertips down the back of the left calf. This is just taking it into a deeper back bend. Easy twist, exhale, left hand underneath left shoulder, right fingertips reach towards the ceiling. So here, option to take this into Vajrasthasana, which would be grabbing a hold of the right big toe, coming onto the outside blade of the left foot, bending into the left knee, and here we take it up high, trying to open into the hips. Also, other options, come over, just take it into tree pose. Right fingertips can reach towards the ceiling, or you could just be in side plank. So setting yourself up for your variation. Left hand pushes into the floor. If you want to grab a hold of the right big toe, give it a go. Come onto the outside blade of the left foot, try to step the left foot flat to the floor, and then push the left leg up. Try to open into the hips. And slowly bring that right foot back to the top of the mat. Coming into your half Hanuman or full Hanuman, left knee lowers to the floor. We're going to open into the hips here. Inhale, lengthen, fold it over. If you want to take it full front splits, left foot goes back, right foot goes forwards. If you stay on the ball of the left foot, it will keep the hips more square. It will be more of an honest front splits. Hips down. Or feel free to go flat on the toes. It just opens the hips up a little bit more, flat on the toes. And then taking deep breaths into your front splits. If you're in full front splits, you want to fold over the right thigh. Go for it. Feel free to stay wherever you're at. Deep breaths into your hips. Deep Ujjayi breathing. In your own time, making your way to down dog. In your down dog, feel free to take some small circles into the right hip. And then setting yourself up in down dog, just taking a few breaths there. Warrior one left side, inhale to raise the left leg. Exhale, slowly step the left foot towards the left thumb. Lower the right heel down. Inhale, raise it up tall. So torso's opening forwards, warrior one. Left knee stacks over the left ankle. The feet are hips distance apart. And the right toes are turning in. We're pressing through the outside blade of the right foot. Pelvis tucks under, belly button draws in. Fingertips reach tall. Eagle arms, right arm wraps underneath the left, palms come to meet or back of the hands, or hands can just rest on the shoulders. A bit tighter in the shoulders, hands resting on shoulders is all good. Inhale, lift the arms, open into body. Exhale to draw the thumbs away from your face. Eagle legs, see if you can slowly shift the weight of the body onto the left foot. See if the right foot can wrap around the left thigh. Try to squeeze the thighs together. See if you can maybe hook the right toes behind the left calf. Not happening for me. And see if maybe squatting down, sitting down as opposed to just folding over. You can bring the elbow to meet the knee. Inhale to come all the way back up. High lunge, slowly step the right foot back. Release the arms, reach fingertips tall. Revolved high lunge as you exhale, right fingertips reach forwards, left fingertips reach back. Spine stacking over the pelvis. Inhale, lengthen, crown of the head draws tall. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Revolve, reverse warrior, left hand to the back of the right thigh, right fingertips reaching up and back. Depends how back bendy you are, how far this left hand reaches down the back of the right thigh. Easy twist as you exhale, right hand comes underneath right shoulder, left fingertips reaching tall. Coming into your variation of side plank. You could go Vajrasthasana if you want, you could go side plank, you could go tree pose in your side plank. Any three or any one even of them variations. So Vajrasthasana, try to bring the right foot flat to the floor, bend into the right knee, grabbing a hold of the left big toe. Push the hips open. Whoa. And then push the floor away with the left hand. See how slowly you can bring this left foot back to the top of the mat. Coming into your half Hanuman or full front splits. So the hips, if you're taking half front splits, hips stacking over the right knee, left heel to the floor. Stay here, just lengthening and gently folding over. If you're working full front splits, take the left foot forwards, the right foot back. Breathe into your full front splits. own time, making your way to down dog. Small circles into the hips. Whatever feels good. Inhale, looking past fingertips, soften into the knees. Exhale to step, jump or float it forwards. Halfway lift on inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Look towards fingertips and palms, they meet overhead. Hands, heart center as you exhale. Again, closing your eyes. Just taking a few deep breaths. In tree pose, bringing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Or taking half lotus variation, bringing the right heel up towards the left hip, sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Hands can be towards the chest. Feel like the pelvis is tucking under, belly button draws in. Bracing your core. Hands can be towards the chest. Fingertips can reach up tall like a big capital Y. Hands can meet behind back in reverse prayer. If you're taking hands behind the back, chances are your rib cage is going to want to flare out. Try to draw the rib cage back in. Take a few breaths. Have your focus point to look at. Warrior 2. Slowly release the right leg. And then take a big, big, big step back. Open into the arms, fingertips reach forwards or away from each other even. And sink into the hips. So you can maybe take the legs a little bit wider. So you can take the hips a little bit lower. Side angle pose as you exhale, left hand inside of left thigh. Inhale to reach the right fingertips tall towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach right fingertips forwards. Feel like there's one straight line pulling you forwards through the fingertips and the outside blade of the right foot. Take the bind if it's there. Left arm comes underneath the right, or the left thigh even. Right hand comes around to meet it. Here we're not trying to collapse the weight of the body onto the left thigh. Try to draw the weight of the body up off of the thigh. Left rib cage draws through as you exhale. Right rib cage draws back. Bound triangles in your practice. You can lengthen into that left thigh, take it into a bound triangle. Breathe into the back of the left hamstring, the adductor. Lizard lunge, bend into the left knee, hands come to the inside of the foot, come onto the ball of the left foot. Breathe into the hips. And then here you've got the option to play about with flying lizard pose. So I'll turn towards you so you can see me. So here, in our lizard pose, we bring the left hand behind the left ankle. We try to lift the left foot up off of the floor, take the left leg out wide, press away through the left heel. And then think chaturanga arms, shoulders and head move forwards. And see if shifting that weight forwards could maybe float you up onto the hands. Understand, obviously for a lot of you, you're probably going to think that's never happening, don't worry about it. Feel free just to try to balance here, taking the weight forward so the right foot stays on the floor. Play about with it. And then in your own time, come back to your lizard pose. Malasana, yogi squat. Step the right foot outside of the right hand. Sink into the hips. Chest up nice and tall. Take a few breaths here. Close the eyes. And then bird of paradise. We're going to bring the right arm underneath the right thigh. Bring the right hand inside the right hip crease. Left hand comes around to meet the right. Send the weight of the body into the left foot. Come light on the right toes. See if you can come up to balance on the left leg. Chest up nice and tall. Once you're up, toes can point towards the ceiling. If you don't want to work bird of paradise, still come up, grab a hold of the right shin, open into the hips, work this variation instead. Sam, right arm is underneath the thigh, hands meet behind the back, left foot to the floor, come to balancing up on the left leg. It's quite hard to try to get the grips of it just watching me through a screen. That's it, James, wicked mate. There you go, now just find your balance. Nice, Sam, something like that, mate. And then whenever you're ready, Malasana, yogi squat, just bring it back down. So, just so you can see for next time, yeah? Right arm comes underneath the right thigh. Now you're going to see my arms. Right arm underneath the right thigh, left hand meets behind the back. Come to balance on the left toe or the left foot, and then come up here. So the arms behind us. Woo. All right. Coming all the way up to standing. Tree pose left side or half lotus left side. So tree, left foot inside of the right thigh, or just resting on the calf or resting on the floor. Or half lotus, bring the left heel towards the right hip. Try to open from the hip, and then the sole of the left foot can face towards the ceiling. Don't worry if you can't do half lotus, it's like really not the end of the world. Get anything going on in the left knee, come straight out. Hands towards the chest, feel the pelvis tucking under, belly button draws in. Hands can stay to chest, remember fingertips can reach high, hands meet in reverse prayer, whatever feels better for you. I realise looking at myself in this monitor that half my head looks like it's cut off. And breathe. Warrior 2, really slowly take that left foot back. Right toe faces forwards, open into the arms. Side angle pose, right hand inside of right foot as you exhale. Inhale to reach left fingertips tall towards the ceiling. Left fingertips can reach forwards, think one straight line through fingertips and outside blade of the left foot. Work the bind if it's there, right arm comes underneath right thigh, left hand comes around to meet the right. Try to lift the torso up off of the thigh. Try not to rely on the weight of the leg to keep the torso lifted. With each exhale, see if you can draw the left rib cage back, right rib cage through. Down triangles there. See if you can straighten into the right leg. Bound triangle's not there, you can always just grab a hold of the right big toe and you can work this variation as well. Lizard lunge, torso turns to face the floor, come onto the ball of the left foot. Small circles into the hips. I'll show you this flying lizard pose again. So here, right hand behind the hip, take the weight of the body forwards, this right foot lifts. So we think chaturanga, arms, press up, slowly shift forwards. Or you could also Bringing the right foot outside the right hand, take the weight of the body or the right thigh onto the back of the right arm. You could just be here, keeping the left foot on the floor. So here you're still strengthening your upper body, taking the weight of the body into the shoulders, the chest. Try not to dump into your left shoulder. Keep practicing it, keep playing about with it. It's a challenging pose. Don't get too frustrated with it. And then lizard lunge, come back, right foot outside of the right hand. And Malasana yogi squat, step the left foot outside of the left hand, sink into the hips. Chest up nice and tall. Close your eyes, breathe. And then bird of paradise. Left arm underneath the left thigh. Left hand comes behind the low back. Right hand meets the left behind you. Put the weight of the body into the right foot. Come to balancing on the right leg. Left leg lifts up. Think the shoulder blades draw towards each other. Crown of the head draws towards the ceiling. See if you can maybe point the toes at the top. That's it. Don't want to work that variation. Come up, left hand to left shin, open into the hip, right fingertips can reach away from you. Spend some time in your bird of paradises. Chest proud, crown of the head draws tall. That's it, Sam, that's it. That's it. Malasana yogi squat whenever you've had enough. Take a few breaths in your Malasana. And then in your own time, just come to sitting on your bum, hands behind you, can help you lower down. Bring the soles of the feet towards each other. And then here, bringing the feet slightly in, but not all the way in towards your hips. Inhale, lengthen through spine, chest draws up tall. Exhale, see if you can engage into the outer thighs to draw the thighs towards the floor, just opening into the hips. So we're working the outer bum cheeks to draw the legs down. So this is active flexibility, drawing the thighs down as opposed to just pushing them down. And just breathe, 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 breathe. Might find that your bum cheeks start to cramp a little bit, or it might feel absolutely fine. And then relax the legs. Here, we're going to fold over the thighs. I'm going to move my feet a little bit further forwards. And here we could bring the forehead towards the arch of the feet. Or we're just folding over to draw ourselves into a deep fold. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Bring the soles of the feet out in front, toes draw back towards you, press away through the heels. So the legs are straight. Then coming into forward fold. If you're more open into the hamstrings, hands can reach tall as you fold it forwards, or fingertips can just reach or walk forwards. Inhale, lengthen through spine. Exhale to fold over. You can grab a hold of the toes, outside of the feet, top of the feet, whatever works best for you, coming into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen through spine. Exhale to fold it over. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Hands come behind the back, fingertips reaching away from you. Push palms into the floor. Inhale to broaden across the chest. Reverse plank. Inhale to lift the hips, push the floor away. Think one straight line through heels, hips and the head as you push, 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 push the floor away. Now to gently lower the bum all the way down. Coming into a wide leg forward fold. Bring the feet out wide. As wide as they feel like they can comfortably go. And if you're a bit tighter in the low back, you can bring a pillow underneath your bum. Sticking your booty out, so anterior pelvic tilt. You can point the toes forwards or draw the toes back. Hands out in front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just start to gently walk the hands forwards. If you're more open into back of body, forearms can come to the floor. If you'd like to draw yourself deeper into the pose, hands can come to the feet. And you can draw your chest towards the floor by pulling on the feet. Whatever works best for you. Now to gently start to bring the hands back in towards you. Havrita Janu, bringing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Left elbow to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale to reach right fingertips tall towards the ceiling. Exhale to reach left or right fingertips towards the left toe. If you're more open into side body, the way I like to go into this is by keeping my left hand on the right thigh, bringing my right hand to the outside blade of the left foot. If I pull on the two, I can get a nice stretch into the outside of the right side of my rib cage. QL muscle. Trying to draw the left rib cage through, right rib cage back. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Ooh. Bringing the right foot out wide. Left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Right elbow comes to the inside of the right thigh. Push the back of the arm into the thigh. Inhale to reach the left fingertips tall. Exhale to reach the left fingertips towards the right toes. Keep trying to draw the right rib cage through, left rib cage draws back. Want to work that deeper variation, left hand outside blade of the right foot, right hand to the left thigh, and try to pull yourself through. Inhale, gently coming all the way back to center. Roll back, feet come up and over. Hands support the low back. Feel like the elbows are drawing in towards each other. Toes come to the floor behind you. Anything going on in the neck doesn't feel too good, feel free to come out. And then shoulder stand from here, elbows drawing towards each other, hands supporting the low back, start to draw the toes towards the ceiling. Squeeze your butt cheeks, point the toes high. Then slowly draw the knees in towards the chest.
See if you can maybe bring the thighs outside of the ears and make everything go quiet. Then slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor, just setting yourself up for bridge pose. If you'd rather work will, feel free to go for that. Hands outside of the hips, tuck the pelvis under, one vertebra at a time. Start to lift the hips, coming up into your bridge. You can interlock fingertips and palms behind the low back. Reach knuckles towards the heels. And then press the forearms down to open up more into the chest and work up higher onto the shoulders. Then release the hands. Slowly lower all the way down onto your backs. Draw your knees in towards the chest, give them a big hug. Happy baby pose. Remember hold of the outside blades of the feet. Draw the knees towards the chest, or the armpits even. Tailbone, low back draws towards the floor. And breathe. And then Savasana, corpse pose, let the legs out, stretch. Palms face towards the ceiling. Starting to slow down the breath. Bringing awareness back into the breath. Starting to gently wiggle fingers and toes. Taking one last stretch, reaching back overhead. Gently draw knees in towards the chest. Gently sway left and right. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seated position, eyes closed or gentle gaze forwards. Sitting long through spine, shoulders softening away from the ears. Just taking a moment to focus back in on your breath. Focusing on that deep inhale, deep exhale.
hands towards heart center. Namaste, peeps. Enjoy the rest of your eve.